This video brings out the procedure to increase or decrease the tension in the spring assembly of NCD compliant watertight hatches. Spring assemblies in watertight hatches are of two variants. One with the adjustable torsion assembly and the other with the torsion gear. This video shows the procedure for increasing or decreasing the tension in the spring assembly with torsion gear. The hatch in the video is fitted with spring assembly which is not under tension. Hatches, when dispatched from the factory, have spring assemblies fitted without any tension. This is the torsion gear assembly which is presently not engaged and the spring is without any tension. Now to load the spring with tension, it is required to open the nut, remove the washer and the torsion gear. Thereafter, open the hatch such that spring moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Open the hatch up to 80 degrees to a maximum of when the retainer hook sets into place with a click sound. This will decide the amount of tension we want the spring to be loaded to. Thereafter, engage the torsion gear in place such that the teeth for male and female ant matches and gets locked as shown. It is a very simple procedure. Both the teeth should match. The male and female end should match and get locked. Thereafter, place the washer and tighten the nut. Make sure that the nut has been tightened properly. After you have tightened the nut, release the hatch to find the spring acting under tension. Now we see the spring under maximum tension, since we had opened the hatch to the maximum limit while adjusting the tension. Spring assembly is primarily aimed to facilitate easy opening closing of the hatch and also restrains the hatch from accidentally falling on the operator. Even with spring assembly in position, hatch operator should always take due precautions when removing the retainer hook or the bulkhead stopper to avoid any accidents. Both are not to be operated simultaneously. Preferably first the retainer hook and thereafter the bulkhead stopper should be removed while closing the hatch. Now in order to adjust the tension in the spring, it can be further done by removing the nut, washer and the torsion gear as we did in the first step. We need to open the nut, remove the washer and the torsion gear. In case the torsion gear doesn't come out, the hatch needs to be opened a little to adjust the teeth and thereafter the torsion gear can be easily moved out. Now we can see that the tension in the spring has been decreased. Now in order to increase the tension, we need to further readjust the torsion gear. This will be again done by removing the nut and adjusting the torsion gear by opening the hatch to an angle greater than 80 degrees and thereafter tightening it back into position. Once we do that, we'll find the spring's tension increased and the spring assembly working again. So this is the procedure we follow in order to adjust the spring tension in spring assemblies with torsion gears. This video shows the procedure for releasing or increasing the tension of springs using adjustable torsion assembly. In Godrej make NCD compliant hatch springs, in order to release the tension of the spring assembly, first step is to remove the quarter pin and the washer which is holding the bolt in one of the slots of the torsion adjustment assembly. First we need to remove the quarter pin. Thereafter remove the washer. Thereafter a special tool is required to hold the spring as shown in position. Once the tool has been fixed, the bolt can be removed from the slot. Now the spring has to be turned to release the tension as shown. After turning, insert the bolt in the next slot. Now readjust the tool on the torsion assembly, and to completely remove the tension, repeat the step. On completion of this step, you will find that the tension has been completely removed and there is no further requirement of adding the bolt. Now, in order to give tension to the spring, we need to use the tool again to turn the torsion assembly in anti-clockwise direction. So now we are turning the torsion assembly in anti-clockwise direction. On each turn, we need to put the bolt in the slot to hold the spring in position under tension. After each turn, the bolt should be inserted in the slot. You may repeat the step again to increase the tension. One of the operator has to put the special tool in place. Second operator will hold the bolt. The step will be repeated and now the spring has been given tension. Now next operation is to put the washer, put the quarter pin so as the bolt is secured in its position. After putting the quarter pin in position, make sure to split the ends so that the quarter pin and the bolt stays in position, holding the spring under tension. Now the hatch spring is under tension.